Hey guys, this is Getty with Georgia Firing Line. Today we're going to take a quick look at one of our favorite premium LPVO packages from Vortex and the Razor Gen 3 1-10, available right now at shop.gafiringline.com. The Razor Gen 3 is a feature-packed, rugged, and reliable optic system available from Vortex that's suitable on every rifle platform that we've tried it on thus far. So on the surface, the Razor HD Gen 3s are kind of an all-in-one package that's suitable for every type of gun that you can imagine putting it on. We've used these on everything from 16-inch 5.56 rifles all the way down to the brand new 8.6 Blackout. More on that one coming here very soon. As well as everything in between in your 308s and your 6.5 Creedmoors, all the common stuff you would usually slap an LPVO on. And a part of the reason why they're able to survive all the abuse that we put them through, because we shoot a lot, is the aircraft aluminum housing. We even have a client who has one of these on the venerable Scar 17, which is known for brutalizing optics, and he's got tens of thousands of rounds on it, and this thing's still holding strong. Now, coming after the Gen 2 series, the Gen 3s have been upgraded to a 34mm tube, allowing more light and clarity to come through the glass. One of the observations that we were able to make on this that's kind of interesting is at 10 power, you're getting the same brightness, clarity, and contrast as we got out of the 1-6 in the Gen 2. Now, if you've been watching any of our content for any length of time, you'll notice a couple things that are fairly consistent. The majority of us have red dots on our handguns, and the majority of us have LPVOs on our rifles. The reason for that is because at 1 power, if you have a wide field of view with a bright center dot, you can shoot it quickly and effectively as if it were a red dot. But we now harness the capability of zooming into 10 power, and now we can be more precise with our shots, and we can actually apply our data to our shooting, making further shots more predictable. And on that note, one of our favorite features about the Razor 1-10 is that at 1 power, you have 116 feet field of view at 100 yards, and even at 10 power, you have over 11 feet at 100 yards. And field of view matters because now we're able to open our vision up and spot our targets, making the transition from target to target all that easier. The Razor 1-10s also feature an illuminated center reticle, which goes to 11.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
Making this more than adequate for daylight, high noon brightness. Inside the scope, you're going to find very clear and bright Japanese glass, which in that 34mm tube makes it very vibrantly colored with very good contrast with dark black, so you can really pick up your targets and identify them from your backdrop. Even when we shoot into red Georgia clay, we're still able to point out the reticle clearly and where the targets are. And anybody who's ever shot with us at a rifle ranch, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, one of the crown features of these 1-10 units are the turrets. These are capped turrets to protect them from accidental adjustments from bumping against your kit or in your bag or something like that. But when you unscrew these caps underneath, you have extremely precise and confident feeling turrets. When you turn them, they have an audible click that's very concise, so there's no question where you are in the zero process. And since precision is in the name of the game, this unit is an MRAD unit. These are also available in MOA. But in the MRAD configuration, every click is 1/10 of a mil with 30 mils worth of adjustment in all directions. In the MOA version, every click is 1/4 of a minute with 120 minutes in any direction. And the satisfying clicks that you're going to get when adjusting your turrets also carries over to the brightness knob. Now, my thing that I like about the brightness knob is if I pull it out to unlock it, now I can make my adjustments with a stop in between every power level. So it's very easy to find where you like to have your brightness set and then just click it to the offsetting nearest to it. So spinning your power on can happen very quickly. Then of course, when you're done, you push it back in to lock it, and that makes it impervious to accidentally being knocked on. It's an underrated feature, but for someone like me who leaves batteries on all the time, find that to be really handy. In the box with your 1-10, you're also going to find an included throw lever. These are really important because making these adjustments quickly is now possible because we have a lever to shift it. Now, with or without the throw lever, the magnification dial is very smooth and almost frictionless. There's enough resistance to stop when you want it to stop, but if you need to make an adjustment quickly, well, you grab it and give it a spin and it's going to move freely. Now, a part of the secret sauce that makes this optic super solid is the reticle inside of it. This features Vortex's EBR9 reticle, with the center point being illuminated with the ring around it. So at 1 power, you still have a fairly large, concise dot to shoot with, but then when you zoom it in and the first focal plane reticle zooms into itself, it creates a separation and a contrast with everything around it. And while we're at it, the elephant in the room with LPVOs for a lot of people is you have to make a decision whether you want that reticle to be big enough to be seen at 1 power or small enough to be precise at max power. And the way that Vortex got around this issue is that at 10 power, you'll notice that it's using a semi-transparent segmented circle, allowing light and image to flow through that center point reticle. So at 1 power with the brightness on, you have a very stark dot that you can pick up on very quickly. But then at 10 power, you can see through the reticle, so you can confidently place that reticle where it needs to be on target to make effective hits. Underneath the center point in the reticle, you're going to find a Christmas tree cascading out to the sides, giving you data if you see your bullet impact into that grid. These are measured in mils, so whether you're spotting or you're behind the glass shooting, spotting your hits and making your corrections will come much easier now. And then on the top of the reticle, you're going to find ranging stadia, which gives you the ability, with very simple math for people like me, to range your targets without the use of something like a laser rangefinder. So I hope this paints a picture as to why units like this exist and why the bigger investment really does reap you bigger dividends in the long run. There's a joke we like to say, buy once, cry once, and that very much applies to things like this, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. And in closing, if you have any questions about these units or any of the product that we've covered on the channel, feel free to reach out to us on social media at Georgia Firing Line or on the website. These are available right now at shop.gafiringline.com. My name is Getty. Be safe.